Hello and welcome to another episode of History Book Corner. And today's book deals with the Battle of Antietam that took place on September 17th, 1862. And it was written by Dan Vermilya. He was a park ranger, with the foreword by Ranger John Hoptack. And it's called That Field of Blood, published in 2018 by Savas Beatty through part of their emerging Civil War series. This book here is excellent. And I've had a lot of scholars and mentors who basically knew every nook and cranny about the Maryland campaign, from Ted Alexander to Tom Clemens himself. This book here, like I said, is very good because it gives you, the reader, kind of like the campaign broken down into like bite-sized pieces. But at the same time, if you're a hardcore Antietam enthusiast like I am, there's going to be a lot of information in here for that person as well. The book is broken down into several different sections. So for an example, you got the table of contents, you got photographs, but you also have detailed maps of troop movements, and you also have the history of it. But then you can take this with you as part of a tour guide, and you can follow the entire Maryland campaign from basically start to finish comfortably within a weekend. And what do I mean by a tour guide? Well, here I'm at the chapter here where South Mountain is pretty much wrapping up, and the siege of Harper's Ferry is pretty much wrapping up on September 14th as well as the 15th, going into the 16th. And here we have the South Mountain areas where you can tour. So here it tells you with a photograph that that's the visitor center at Washington Monument State Park, which has some information as well as the electric map about the battle itself. But it says the events discussed in this chapter covered considerable ground in western Maryland. South Mountain State Battlefield consists of the main gaps where fighting occurred on September 14th, 1862. You will find GPS coordinates for each of the stops below. At Turner's Gap, there's several iron War Department tablets that sit alongside alternate Route 40 and the Appalachian Trail. They are located across from the old South Mountain Inn, which was used by General Daniel Harvey Hill as his headquarters. And the tablets and the inn are 1.3 miles south of Washington Monument State Park, where the South Mountain State Battlefield offices are located. So he kind of lets you know before going to that site what to expect and what is there at that site for you to go ahead and to enjoy. Like I said, this book here, it's beautifully done. This whole series is great because they give you bite-sized pieces like I mentioned, but at the same time, if you're a hardcore Antietam enthusiast like I was, you can take a day trip and just go to the different areas with this. That way, not only are you learning about the site, but you're also experiencing the history of that site, and that's what I love. Now, the back of the book here doesn't really give you any footnotes. However, you can go ahead and download those footnotes off of the Savas Beatty or Emerging Civil War Series website, and you can see where Dan is getting his information from. So again, a wonderful book here. I highly recommend anything from this series or the Emerging Revolutionary War series. And when summertime goes, get out there on foot and take in all these historic sites that are located within a relatively short day's ride. So until then, my friends, everybody take it easy, and I'll see you later.